Hello everyone, it's me, James G. Now today, we're going to be taking a look once again at some more shitty album covers. Not just from No Limit Records this time, we're also going to be taking a look at some from Cash Money Records and just some others in general. But the first one that we've got, I believe, is a No Limit album cover from Mr. Serv-On. And if you don't know who Mr. Serv-On is, it tells you on the album cover he's from the Down South Hustlers and West Coast Bad Boys, which to me sounds like he has an identity crisis. Either that or he was raised in both the West Coast and the South. It features True, Master P. Of course, like all our No Limit album covers, it tells you everyone who features on the album cover, including someone called Mo B. Dick, which sounds like a joke name for a rapper, but I guess not. Now the album's called Life Insurance. So what do we have on the album cover? We have this fine chap here who may or may not. I'm not sure if Mr. Serv-On is the guy in the coffin or the guy selling life insurance. I'm guessing he's not the woman on the right who is very unconvincingly sad. I mean, she doesn't look sad at all. She just looks like she's holding a tissue up to her face for a photograph, which is exactly what she's doing. But yeah, he's in his coffin there, and this guy is stood by his coffin with a big container filled with cash. Maybe that's why she's not that sad. Maybe she killed him so that she could get that cheddar. But guys, the next album cover we've got is from this absolute legend who I'm sure you're all aware of, Mr. Stinky, with his album cover, Everything Dead. Now, I actually went and looked up Mr. Stinky, and the song Everything Dead is actually pretty good, and I kind of liked it. But what I don't like is this album art. It's pretty tasteless. I mean, Everything Dead, I guess it's done in the Walking Dead kind of style font. The body on the floor is, of course, dead. Everything's dead except for him, who, as you can see, really well photoshopped. I mean, he doesn't look photoshopped at all in that image, does he, guys? There's also seems to be a picture of Jesus, or a Rastafarian in the left corner. I can't quite tell because this image quality. This is the only version of the picture I could find. It's not very high quality. It looks like either Jesus or Rastafarian is laughing while drinking something and taking a shit at the same time. It also looks like there's kids in the background of this album cover, which signifies that everything is not in fact dead, and this is a very misleading title. My god, guys, this is a messy one we got next. This is from Maya X, who, if you don't know, is from the group True, who were previously mentioned on Mr. Serv-On's album. And this album cover, guys, is a mess. I mean, you don't know where to look in this image. I mean, fair enough, the title does grab your attention, but like, if it's Maya X's album, she's not really drawing the attention here. Like, she's in the middle, and she draws equal attention to the giant piles of cash at the front of the image, the gold everywhere. It's just a mess of an image, guys. I don't know where to look with this picture. Then we've got Lil Italy's album. You guys all know Lil Italy, I'm sure, so I don't need to introduce him for you. But this is his album, On Top of the World, which is why we've got a picture of the world in the middle of the album cover, being held up, of course, because this is a No Limit album cover, by a giant golden cup covered in jewels. And of course, there's piles of cash around him. But what I like about this album cover is that Lil Italy is featured not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times on the album cover. These No Limit album covers do seem to have like versions, like the rappers up in the sky like gods or some shit. And they also, as you see in this one, they also seem to feature like random stock images of old buildings. I don't know, because they're not filling up enough space with cash and gold cars and the world being holding a giant cup by Jesus, who's not looking all that grand right there. He's got a pretty sore back. Probably not Jesus, but that's just what I'm saying for all these figurines with beards and that. Now, I believe this is a Cash Money Records album, and I also believe that Cash Money must have paid the people who developed these album covers, who are called Pen and Pixel, a little bit more than No Limit paid them. Because I'm not going to lie, I actually kind of like this one. It's still extremely tacky, don't get me wrong. I mean, you've got Juvenile there, and he looks like he's about to eat his own head. But the center of attention is Juvenile here because of that white hole in the background. The main thing I like about this is that everything's gold, so it's not quite as messy as some of the other album covers where there's just color everywhere and you don't know where to look. but I don't actually have a clue what that is in the background. I think it's the ceiling of a building. You got two rather attractive, no, three in fact, rather attractive females on the front cover, but in the background somewhat. And you've just got a lot of gold. It's pretty tacky, but I kind of like this one. I'm not gonna lie, guys. And then we have Dr. Doom. This is the worst album cover I think I've ever seen. I'm not sure if it's intentionally supposed to be, because I believe this is a concept album. So Dr. Doom's actually a rapper called Kool Keith. That's his. So Dr. Doom is his alias for this album, and I think it's got a superhero kind of supervillain concept behind it. That being said, it's a pretty disgusting album cover. You've got a burger being held with a rat inside of it, or a pigeon. Yeah, I think it's a rat. It's pretty disgusting no matter what it is inside a burger. For some reason, I don't have a clue why, there's just a gorilla chilling in the corner of the album cover, which is bizarre. You got a baboon up on top of the building just looking down. It does not look like he's been photoshopped at all. And we got some giant insect that's sure to give anyone under the age of 10 nightmares. I get why Dr. Doom looks the way he does, though, because it's probably the way the character looks, so it's supposed to have this goofy-ass hair, but it's a pretty bizarre one, guys. This is probably one of the most messiest ones that we've got, is Big Tymers. How you love that. But yeah, this is another Cash Money album cover, and this one is probably one of the ugliest album covers I've seen. You've got a big Hummer in the background, because you've got to have all those nice expensive cars in the background, because that's what it's all about. You've got all the cash on the table, jewelry, watches, glasses, a telephone for some reason, and a nice big old bottle of champagne. I think they've actually got two little radios as well. It's a bit bizarre. It's like Cash Money. We're looking at all the No Limit album covers, and we're like, you know how we're gonna beat No Limit Records? We're going to do exactly what they do, but we're going to put more cash, more cars, more gold things, and that will do the trick. And it seems to, because No Limit Records, people don't really talk about No Limit anymore, but people do talk about Cash Money a lot. Cash Money's still very much in the public eye. Now this one from BG looks pretty gangster. The font for his name is pretty nice. I mean, it's got diamonds upon diamonds inside diamonds, and it's pretty gangster. You got a picture of BG on the wall of BG's lair. He seems to have a cup balanced on his knee, which is the only thing I'm guessing. Either that or there is a giant goblet coming out of the top of that car. And for some reason also that they've always got to be, you know, because they mean business when they're on their phone. They got to be on their phone while they're doing this. I don't know why, guys. And finally we have Mac. Just Mac with his album World War III. And I'm not going to lie, that sounds pretty dangerous. You got helicopters, you got tanks, you got explosions. It's pretty much in the same vein as the Soulja Slim album I looked at in the previous video, except for that amazing font that they've used for his name, Mac. I mean, I've never heard of this guy compared to some of these other people on this list, but they really went all out on his name logo. It looks amazing. I'm not even lying. That is dank. Maybe they just need to big it up because all his name was Mac. They didn't give him like Big Mac or I don't know, Mac Attack or some gay shit like that. Yeah, just Mac. And yeah, guys, that's it. It's been a pretty shit video, I'm not gonna lie. Just been pretty much describing to you what's on album covers. But if you actually like that, then please consider leaving a like. If you didn't, then don't. And make sure to tune in next week because the video will probably be better than this one. Right, see you then.